can I know what people are searching for when they see my ads on Google? So the way I'm reading this question, and I hope that I'm reading it the right way for the person that asked it, is they want to know when their ads are showing up on Google, what somebody typed into Google to get to their ad, for their ad to display. So they're saying, how can I know what people are typing into Google when they see my ad? That's a very important question to know, and it's a very important thing to be checking on a regular basis. As you go into Google AdWords, in your keyword section of Google AdWords, there's something called search terms. Now, there's an area where there's keywords where you're going to populate it with the keywords that you want to come up for. And then there's something called negative keywords, and I'll explain that a little bit in a second here. And then there's search terms. And search terms are going to be the things that people have actually typed into Google that your ad displayed for. These are extremely important, and I'll explain why. There's a lot of times that if you have broad keywords, that you could be coming up, your ads could be displaying for things that aren't really relevant to your product and or service. So when that's happening, you potentially are spending money to show up for things that aren't a good fit for your business. So it's important that you understand when that's happening and take action to alleviate that. So search terms are going to tell you what your company, what people are typing into Google for your company to show up for. You want to go in and review that list and see if there's things that people are typing into Google that you're showing up for that you don't want to show up for. If that's the case, you will put a check mark next to those terms that you don't want, that you don't think are relevant to you, that you don't want to come up for. And then you can go to the top and you can add those to your negative, what's called your negative keywords. Now, the negative keywords are essentially words where you're saying, hey, Google, if somebody types these things into Google, I don't want to come up. I don't want my ads to display. So I'll give you an example. We work with a lot of companies in the window tinting industry. So tinting is a very relevant keyword. If somebody's searching for tinting, there's a decent chance that they may be searching for window tinting. However, tinting is also done, and we found this out just over time working with a lot of clients, tinting is also done to eyebrows and things of that nature, eyelashes and things of that nature. So what we've had to do is to go in and as we're reviewing the search terms, we see things like eyebrow tinting or eyelash tinting and things like that. And we need to now then go in and set those up as a negative keyword to say, hey, I'm looking to come up for window tinting and window tinting related terms, but I don't want to come up for eyebrow tinting or eyelash tinting because that's not what I do. So then you would set those up as a negative keyword. It's the same thing with, like if you're a professional shop and you do, you're an auto mechanic, so you may want to set up like something like DIY or do it yourself as a negative keyword, because there may be somebody that's searching for things like do it yourself alternator replacement. Let's say that. You maybe are a mechanic and you want to show up for alternator replacement, but you don't want to show up when somebody's searching for do it yourself, because what they're looking for online is a video or instructions of how to replace an alternator. What you're looking for, what you want is somebody that's looking to have their alternator replaced or a professional that's going to do that job. Those are two very different things. So you might want to set up do it yourself or DIY as a negative keyword so you don't show up in searches that include those things. The other thing you might think about is like things like tools or something like that. So somebody made us, using that alternator example, change tools needed for alternator, to change an alternator. You may set up things like that as you see search terms come up that are like, okay, people are searching for this, but I don't really want to come up for that because they're not really looking for a professional service. They're looking to do it themselves or training or things like that. So those are some of the ideas of things that you would put in the negative keywords to try to eliminate your ads coming up for non-relevant searches. So when this question, again, back to how do I know what people are searching for when they see my ads? That's all going to be under that search terms tab. And you want to go in there on a fairly regular basis and review what people are searching for when your ads show up. Because if you find that people are searching for a lot of things that aren't relevant, you're going to want to start setting up negative keywords so that you're not spending money to show your ads to people that aren't really looking for your product or service.